Hey guys, so today I wanted to share with you this really cute and fun DIY project. I recently started using polymer clay to make little trinkets, and I thought it would be fun to make these tiny magnets for my coffee machine. I've never had the type of fridge where you can put magnets on it, so when I saw this idea of magnets being on a coffee machine, I knew I had to do it immediately. Just a little disclaimer, I'm by no means an expert in polymer clay. I'm mainly going off by trial and error and having fun with some creative ideas. So, for the first part of this project, you'll of course need some polymer clay, which you can get at most craft shops. You also need some kind of smooth and clean surface where you'll be moulding your clay. Something like a glass tray works really well. You may also want some cutting and shaping tools, but I don't think these are essential as I tend to use my hands mainly as the clay is so easy to mould. I wasn't exactly sure at the beginning what I was going to create, so I started by making some simple shapes like little flowers and stars. I knew I wanted to use mainly pastel colours, but also some pops of red. Pinterest has a ton of cute ideas, and I think that's always a good starting point to help you come up with something. But yeah, like I said, the clay itself is really easy to mould. You just need to make sure that you've warmed it up in your hands. This is definitely the most fun part of the project because you can be so creative and it's also really therapeutic. Once I'd moulded all the shapes, I got some greaseproof paper to put on an oven-safe tray and placed all the clay pieces on top. I'm really happy with how all the designs turned out. My favourite is probably the Snoopy. It's now time to dry them in the oven. Usually your polymer clay will come with some kind of instructions on how long to bake and at what temperature, so I'd recommend following those instructions. Once they're baked, you need to let them cool down, and then it's time to move on to glazing. I feel like this step makes such a big difference to how the clay looks and makes them look more like polished and professional. I got a gloss clay varnish from Hobbycraft and then just used a little brush to apply it. I find this step can be quite messy and I still haven't worked out a good method to make it less messy. You of course then need to let the varnish dry, and then once it's dry we can start applying the magnets on the back. And I used some super glue and I got these tiny stack of magnets from Amazon and I was surprised how strong they were. Just followed a method of applying a tiny bit of glue on the back, holding it down for a few seconds and then pulling the rest of the magnet stack away. And then all that's left to do is let the glue dry, and then it's time to position the magnets on the coffee machine. I'm so happy with how they've turned out. It definitely adds so much more character to the coffee machine, and I love that I can move them around and add to the collection over time. I would love to know if you guys end up trying this cute DIY, or if you have any polymer clay tips. Please do let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.